Hi, hello. Welcome to Dear PB, a podcast where we hopefully release on time, but probably won't. I'm Corvin May. You can call me May or she or her.
I'm Swiss. You can call me SWC or he or they.
I got you with that one, I think.
That was good.
You weren't expecting that intro.
That was
And
good.
joining us from the audio podcast zone, which is I need to change this intro a bit. It's Doka.
Hello, I'm Doka. You can call me Doka or he or him.
So yeah, we apologize for this one being out late. I was really sick. We were like in the room to record it, and then everyone else was like, "May, go to bed," and I was like, "Okay."
And was like, I feel horrible, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do this another time then. It's okay.
I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
"So
no-
you
it's
can just
no
drive
biggie."
this one, and it'll be fine, and then I'll just lay here."
No. But now we're all good.
Now we're all good. I feel great. I'm in my zone. I'm
Top of your game.
moisturized. Yeah, exactly. I
You're
can never die.
moisturized, of course. Congrats.
So this is apparent. I guess this is the Hat in Time episode number 12 or whatever we're on here.
This is number 2.
3.
It's
Been a
been a
lot of
while.
ad
It's been
episodes?
like a year since the last
You ran
one.
it.
Okay, we've done 2. This is number 3.
This is number 3.
Fine.
Why don't you tell the fine people a little bit about yourself and your speedrunning history?
Yeah, sure. So, oh man, I was looking forward to telling this story because my story of getting into speedrunning, in general, is really funny, and I like telling it. It's because Hat is the first game I started running, and I've been running it since the beginning, like since the game came out in 2017. And before that, like I've always been like that person who just loves breaking games. Like I will play games casually and just try to break them mid game in my casual playthrough. And I did like light speedrunning stuff here and there. Like if I liked a level, I'd like play it over again and try to do it faster. But it wasn't until like a week before Hat came out when two of my best buds, who one of them was now my roommate, were participating in the speedrunning event that Gears for Breakfast held like before the game came out. So like before the game came out, held a speedrunning event. We had like I think a week to run like 3 levels they put in there and submit your fastest time. And both of my friends were like super like about that. Like they participated in it and they were really pushing me to do that. And they were like backers of the game. Like I think they were both super backers actually. So they had like a bunch of codes to give out. And they really were pushing me to do it because of like they know I like playing games like that. And they're like, you should get into this. I think you'd be really good at it. I think you'd like it. And they gave me a code and I went to go do it and like I opened the game for a few minutes and closed it. I'm just like, no, I don't think I'd like this. I don't think I'd be good at this. And then I just didn't do it. And it's funny because, well, you know how the rest turned out. 5,000 hours later,
Oh,
I'm
no.
the only one of that group that ended up actually because they wanted to speedrun the game like when it came out too. And they really pushed me to do it. Like they were constantly asking me like every day, like you should do
They
this.
knew.
You'd be so good at it. They knew.
Yeah,
They
right.
knew.
And I'm
They
like,
weren't wrong.
like guys, I don't know about this one. I don't think I'd be very good at it. I don't know if I'd like this. And then because neither of them have done like any full game speedruns, and funnily enough, I'm the one who ended up where I am now, and I just think I just like that story. It's really funny.
For the people who
me.
might not have the context, where are you on the leaderboards right now for that game?
In any percent, I have the world record.
Oh, so they were very right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I
Huh.
have the
Interesting.
Death Wish one and All Time Pieces All DLC one,
All of
and
them.
I'm still playing the game like constantly to this day. So it's funny how things turned out with that one.
I feel that in terms of the being like, I don't know if this is for me, and then like you blink, and then all of a sudden, thousands of hours are gone.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I've been there so many times. Oh man.
Absolutely. Like if you would have told me back then, like right after I looked, like opened the game for like a few minutes, tried it out, and I'm like, I'm not doing this, and then told me you're going to spend 5,000 hours in this game, I would not have believed you.
Flash
I
forward
wouldn't
5.5 years and
have. Oh my goodness, I've been playing this game for over 5 years. That's so cursed to think about for me. I
You want to
can't
know how
believe
many?
that.
You want to know how many days 5,000 hours is?
like 2
Uh,
You can say no. You're
At
at
allowed to
least
say no.
six. At
It
least
is
at
over
least
6.
6. I think that's
That is
correct.
correct.
All right, I want to know. I actually I do want to know.
208.
Oh man,
That's not too. I mean, over 5.5 years. I mean, it's not.
I mean,
It's
okay.
not
I'm sure a lot of it
great.
too was just leaving it open, right?
Yeah,
Oh, I have done that a lot.
Yeah,
Like yeah. So I guess
or
it's not
farming
that
hours on
bad.
Steam.
exactly. You
Yeah.
gotta get those. It's so you can. So when people in Discord are like, "Wow, I played this game so much," you can be like,
And then I
"Bam," or
can
No,
just
just
you
like,
like
haven't.
just drop my time
Yeah.
5,000 hours.
Oh man, I put 16 hours in this game trying to beat it. It's like that's cute.
the real test is to put your live split file.
Oh,
That, assuming you haven't split them all up.
I haven't.
Yeah, are you
Okay.
on your are you on your same live split file? Probably not with all the different routes.
No, I have for any percent alone at least like 8 or 9.
Yeah, I have a couple for just different versions and different routes.
Mm-hmm.
And like the one I have now has like the current route I think has like 1,000 attempts on it, so I could just post them all at once and just be like, here, go through all of these if you.
There's a website that does that.
Whoa, really?
I don't remember what it's called,
Interesting.
but it's kind of like the tool I made, but like better. in that I think
There's
it totals
there's
up all of
like
your. It's
there's like the run.gg,
the
I think.
Is that the one I'm thinking?
I think it
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah. So then, if
I've
in
never
that
heard of
one,
that before.
if you, I believe the way it works is that if you put in multiple split files, it will give you your game total,
That's interesting.
Oh,
which is cool.
Yeah. It's kind of like splits.io, except like fully featured and not behind a paywall.
Okay.
It's
And you
cool.
can also, so I'm looking at mine now because I uploaded my any percent like forever ago, and I have
Okay,
a
it doesn't total them
comparison.
for you, but you can total them yourself because it gives you them all on a list.
Right.
No, it
Right,
does. It does
right.
total them for you if you click in. Cool. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I have like a comparison for like a goal time, and it just has like my splits on that comparison as well, which is really nice.
It's a cool website.
So you don't have to like flip through on my
that's
split.
interesting.
That is nice.
I might go on there. I don't know if I
Yep.
should because how much time I put in. Just put in all my hat split files, like in every category, and see how much time I've spent running.
Right.
Apparently, I have spent 339 hours doing runs of Alpha Sapphire with a
boy.
live split open, which is
Huh.
probably not even fully accurate, but that
I'm
feels right. That feels right.
I'm only at 203 hours on this split file, and I'm at 600 hours in game total.
Huh.
What's the optimal ratio of runtime to playtime?
100%.
Yeah.
Always run. Never
Yeah,
run.
You should only
yeah.
be running.
You should
Okay.
only be
Never
running.
practice.
Yeah. Practice during the run.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If the run's short enough, you can get away with that, I think.
Yeah.
Even still.
Okay. I'll admit I have done that before. Like
Oh, I always do that.
I do that so often, and I know I shouldn't because it makes it harder to actually finish runs. But I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Finishing run sucks. Why do that when you could? What if you don't want to waste that perfect execution on practice where it doesn't count?
Of course.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
how
and then
it
you
works.
reset a billion times and you get to the last level and you're like, I haven't done this in 2 years.
Yeah,
Damn.
listen. Life's all about
Unfortunate.
pros and cons. Okay.
Right,
You
right.
win
That
some, you
makes
lose
sense.
some.
Especially in Hat, where finale is an interesting
It's
last
an
level.
easy
to
level.
run.
It's so easy.
Yeah, just
get good
perfect
RNG. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Simply
you don't
lose.
need to play good when you can just get good RNG, and then it's like you played good.
That's
Yeah.
what I love games where it's Hat's
You
so
would love
funny 'cause
Pokemon.
There's so little RNG, and then all of a sudden you're at the way end, and then it's like, all right, here you go. We
Yeah, right.
saved it all for now. Aha!
It's like here you go, 40 seconds, take it or leave it.
Yeah, good luck,
But who's counting?
everyone.
Unfortunately,
That's the problem.
me. Yep.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Oh yeah, live split's counting. Oh yeah, that's kind of the only thing it
no.
does. Oh, oops. This is an advice show. You send in our questions, and we give advice. We also kind of interview people. It's kind of like a mix of both. We're breaking
kinda
new ground
cool.
here.
We're,
Yeah,
we're
we're kind
pretty
of
cool. Yeah.
we're like an avant-garde sort of podcast format
Yeah,
here. Maybe
no
you've heard
one's
of
ever
us.
interviewed someone else before.
Exactly. We're actually the first ones to do it. You might have seen
Yeah.
interviews at GDQ. We invented that.
Right. Yeah, we're like 60 minutes, except our guests didn't do crimes that we know of.
We're like 60 minutes, except for our podcast is now no longer that long because we don't have them run a game anymore.
Yeah.
Now we're like 35 to 45 minutes, which doesn't really roll off the tongue as well. So we're kind of
That's my favorite show.
That's
Yeah,
just innovation.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
We're breaking further ground.
You're innovating.
We're breaking through the glass floor.
Yeah, I'm always breaking through the glass floor. But in more of a like, I tripped and now it's shattered kind of way.
Oh no.
But it's still broke, so I mean.
Right.
That's
It is still
true.
broken.
It
For
is still
better
broken.
or worse.
Dear PB, do you prefer competitive, cooperative, or simply just fun styles of speedrunning? Is there a place for all three in your personal playstyle? From Anonymous.
That's a good one. I think personally, because at least for Hat, because I have run so much different stuff in Hat, that all the categories I ran in Hat definitely fall under all three of those categories, and I like all three. Like for me, the fun stuff is like, because my favorite part of speedrunning is like the routing and stuff, which is why I really like mod speedruns so much. And I like just finding mods and routing them out and then doing that. And that's like what's most fun to me. I mean, I like execution, but that's what I enjoy. So that's what I would say is fun. I am very competitive as well. Like any percent, like all the main categories, I like being competitive in those. So I'd say like yeah, you there's definitely a place for all three. At least like the way I play. And then there's like silly stuff like online co-op that you just don't take seriously, but
Speak
it's
for
just
yourself.
fun to play.
What do you mean? As
That's the most serious
Former-
category.
former world record holder of like, you don't have it.
I don't know if anyone else has ever run
I don't know if
three-player.
anyone has.
No,
We
we
still
still have first.
As world record holder for
Yeah.
online co-op 3-player ATP all DLC, I resent this.
Okay, that is a pretty serious category.
Yeah.
As also world record holder in online co-op 2-player all-time pieces of DLC.
Okay, online
It's
co-op
fun.
5-player though.
True.
That might be the most serious category I've ran.
That is true.
Like-
I never got enough people to do that. I
I
like
love-
how
I
our
love the all DLC categories because like 3-player is like an hour and 3 minutes faster than 4-player,
Yeah.
and 5
'cause
player.
no one's done 3-player or 4-player.
'cause nobody's just done it. But yeah, like I would say, yeah, like I think there's a place for all. I mean, obviously, it depends on like how you play and like why you're speedrunning and like the kind of game you're running.
I agree with that.
But in Hat, like you can easily find all three of those avenues if you like choose to run Hat. At least I
Yeah.
have. So
I think the community has a lot of effect on that too. Where like if your community is competitive parentheses fun, then like it's pretty easy to get into the competitive style because people are being like positive competitive
be an
about it
elitist.
versus like toxic competitive about
Yeah.
it. But then if it's like a toxic competitive play style, it is also still easy to get into the competitive aspect of it, but in a very bad way for your health.
Yeah, it
So-
depends on what kind of person you are. Like, are you going to be competitive because of spite or because you actually want to do it? Both are maybe
Yeah.
valid.
As somebody who like runs in a community that very much straddles the line between positive and negative competitive vibes a lot of the time, I have more so lately just leaned towards I'm just gonna do what I want to run, and I don't care. I'm gonna have fun with it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's something I'm actually, I'll just say, I'm pretty like proud of the hat community because I think the hat community at least is pretty good about that.
I have problems with the hat community because due to the hat community, this podcast exists, and it took up a lot of our free time.
Yeah. You're
Oh,
welcome.
true.
So if you're for the hack community and you're listening to this is on you.
Oh.
You are responsible
You
for.
you can decide if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's a bad thing for my free time, but it's a good thing for
Yeah.
you, the listener,
Yes.
I guess.
Overall.
Unless you hate listening to this podcast, in which case keep doing that. It drives engagement.
Yeah, right. Leave a comment on how much you hate it.
Yeah. And also
Yeah.
how that's how we know.
Well, I mean, I'm glad to be here, so I'd say it's a good thing.
Yes.
There we go.
Success. We have
We'll
one
take
fan.
those. Finally.
The
We're doing
best.
this for about a year, and finally we got a fan. I was worried.
Well, worry not anymore.
Phew. That's going in the Twitter bio.
Dear PB, what is the most fun / interesting looking speed game to you that you refuse to run, and for what reason? From Somni.
I've answered this 50 times already.
Have we?
I have.
Okay.
In probably some other format, I'm sure I have.
Yeah. This one wasn't highlighted on our list, so I assume it's brand new.
So this one is actually a really funny question for me recently because not too long ago, I was just randomly looking for new speed games to run just because, and like I've recently been doing casual playthroughs of a bunch of games I like, and one of those games was Majora's Mask, and I played it casually. I learned some of the tricks in my casual playthrough, actually, like some of the movement tech. And I got like familiar with the route, but then like for me at least, I tried to actually learn the run and there's things in there that are it's one of those games that it's like for me at least, like when I tried to learn it that it would be hard to even finish a run
Yeah.
because there's just stuff in it that is so hard to do, which is a shame because like I really want to run it, like I want to run it and like get into it and like improve at it, but like starting out I think it'd be hard for me to even finish a run, and for me at least like that kind of discouraged me from like actually pushing myself to do that. And it's funny because I would say like that absolutely, just because of how hard it is, it's one of those games where it's like there's tricks in it, and if you fail this trick, you either, I mean, you can finish the run. There are tricks that you fail that you'll probably lose minutes upon minutes, and no matter what your skill level, if you have like any kind of PB, you're like your run's dead, like you're soft locked or you can't like do anything, and like that's really off-putting for me, and it's because of that that I decided to not learn the speedrun.
Hi, this is post-production May, the May that gets added in after the fact. Did you know we have a Patreon? If you're already a Patreon subscriber, this message isn't for you. Thank you, we love you, you can tune out for this part. But if you're not, for only $3 a month, you can get access to episodes early and get a bonus episode at least once per month. The bonus episodes are like different from the regular episodes. They're a lot more unhinged, which is kind of saying something. You get access to all the ones we've already done, even if you subscribe now, so that's cool. We don't want to have to run ads during this program, because ads suck, and supporting us via the Patreon helps us not have to do that. You can check it out at patreon.com/dearpbpod if you're interested and can afford to do so. You're already supporting us by listening to the show and telling others about it, so this is kind of like a bonus thing you could do if you really like it. Okay, cool, I'm done, bye. That is fair.
Yeah, run breaking tricks like that are very annoying because you either spend too much time practicing it and then you just get mad when you miss it, or you just get mad when you miss it anyways if you don't practice it. So like,
yeah, that's what I mean when I was
sucks.
learning. That's what I mean when I was learning Geek, which was a choice I made. Has about an hour and change in. There's a trick that's difficult, It's the hardest trick in the run, and it's extremely easy to soft lock. And after soft locking it twice in a row, I was like, I'm done. I can't.
Yeah.
Losing my
Yeah,
mind.
that's pretty much the exact way I felt with Majora's Mask. Like it doesn't start off too bad, but then there's stuff like, oh, you run out of bombs in the middle of a dungeon and it's over. Your
Yeah,
life
right.
is done. Like you're not finishing this run, or like you fail this trick and you like in the one of the bosses like near the end, the twin mode boss, like you run out of arrows and you're pretty much done for. Like you just loses so much time,
Right.
and like it just made me not want to finish during the run because I just think it literally would have been too hard for me to just finish a run, and I just need to put in like too much practice to even be able to finish run. I'm like, I don't know if I want to commit to that. It
You could
just might
just
be a
not.
bit
Yeah.
much. It just might be a bit much for me.
Yeah, games with a high skill floor are always hard because they're rewarding when you get it, like when you complete a run and like learn the stuff for it. But it's just so rough to actually get to
Yeah.
that point.
Absolutely.
Like
That's
you need.
something. I'll go.
Someone's gonna talk.
No.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we're gonna torpedo the show by all refusing to talk and just sitting here in silence.
All right. All right.
I think you need that like positive sort of. You need to watch the number go down, or else it's easy to lose motivation really fast unless you are truly dedicated to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that's something I think had at least as inaccessible as it is, I would say for a lot of other reasons. When it comes to just like learning the route and finishing a run, it's pretty easy to pick up and at least just do that. Like
Yeah, and there's enough like backup stuff that if you can't do one thing, doing something else isn't the worst thing in the world.
And Hat's good about having just like tiers of strat of like, if you're new, you can do this. Okay, now try working this in. Okay, now try working this in. All right,
Right.
now it sucks.
yep. That's why all the other games that I've like done more than one run of, like, because I've run a bunch of other games too. I mean, I'm mostly known. Well, I'm only known for at runs, but I ran a bunch of other platformers and stuff and other games. And most of the other games I ran tended to gravitate towards the easy to pick up, hard to master kind of style.
Right.
And like it's because even with that, like even with a lot of other games I play that are easy to finish runs of, I find it hard to stay motivated. I guess I just got lucky with Hat, but personally for me, like I just find it hard to really commit to speed, like new speed games personally.
Right. Yeah, I mean, a high skill floor turned me off of running Thousand Year Door. I might run glitchless at some point because that's not as hard. And then a high skill ceiling ended up turning me off from Sunshine.
Yeah, it's fair.
It's I mean,
The bad Hat in Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hat in Time won.
What if Hat in Time wasn't good?
True. Because Sunshine's a fun game and it has cool movement. It's just hard. And you can you can slog through a run slowly because obviously the game's meant to be beaten, but it doesn't feel as good. And it's just like I don't really want to put in the time to learn how to be good at the game. So I'll just watch other runs. And I also don't like the game's mechanics as much. So
yeah, you can't even DSJ. What's the point?
True.
Exactly.
But
There's no coyote time.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do without coyote time?
Nintendo refusal to add coyote time to anything ruining my life. When I was playing Bowser's Fury, and I just kept being like, it's fine. I could jump close to the ledge because
I have a frame.
When I was deep in the Hat, and so that was also when I was like, you want to jump as close to the ledge as possible, always, forever. And God, I was losing my mind and I just ran off an edge and was like, oh, right, you can't do that in this game. Cool. Thanks, Nintendo.
Yeah.
I don't know why they hate it so much.
Nintendo would never.
I'm with it because like the game I picked up like a year ago, like right after that, like Billy Etcher and the Giant Egg, there's a lot of jumps like that. And there's no coyote time in it. If you leave the ledge for a second, you're falling to your death. And I just trying to go to that after playing Hat, which has like 2 years of Coyote Time.
Yeah,
Is
really.
like how did platforming games exist before Coyote Time? Because it feels so good. It's a game feel thing that it's hard to go back and play games without. It takes a lot of getting used
Yeah. Indie games ruin the platformer genre by making them better.
by making them feel better to play.
Yeah. Nintendo would never, because an indie game did it first, they could never.
So true.
My game in this vein is Chibi Robo, which I started to learn
Ooh.
because it's one of my favorite games of all time. But at the end of Chibi Robo, there's essentially, not at the end, but near the end, there's a 50-50 thing where, because you need a certain amount of money, essentially. There's a thing where you can bet money. And it's a 50-50 shot. So just 50% of your runs are just dead on RNG. And
Don't
I
you
was
have to do
like,
that twice?
I think it's only once.
Okay.
Well, at the time when I was learning it, it was only runs. Maybe they do it twice now, in which case,
Even
sweet.
worse. Yeah.
But also part of the problem too is that some of the clips were like just like very bad on my wrist. So, and
Yeah.
I don't want to do runs that break my hands because I've already broken them enough.
This is why I no longer run Celeste.
That's fair. Everyone I
That
know who's run
hurts.
Celeste. But now wait, but counterpoint. Now you have a
I have a
hitbox.
box controller. Yeah, wave dash input on a box is so unnatural. Granted, I probably should learn it if I ever want to play like melee on it, but it just feels so weird.
That is a thing I've also come to notice, like about game, because I actually tried. I never tried speedrunning Celeste, but even just playing it, like higher like APM games like that, my hands, I get hand pains playing Hat. And I mean,
Yeah.
Hat's not the slowest like input heavy game out there, but it's not a walk in the park either. But I get hand pains playing Hat. Like I don't know how I'm expected to like be able to play like faster games than that. My hands
Well,
couldn't do that.
it's because you play on keyboard. I'll say
Yeah.
it.
Keyboard, yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe it's just how my hands are angled. I cannot play a game on keyboard for more than like 20 minutes, or I just start dying.
It depends on the game. For like shooters, I can't do on controller.
Yeah.
Or like unless I have to, like Splatoon, I'll play in controller because I don't have a choice. But I just like don't like playing shooters on controller. But then like platformers, I always want to do with controller.
Right.
MMO is not. Final Fantasy 14 is really good controller support, but I'm not doing that. The heck no.
That sounds bad.
It's surprising. It works surprisingly okay, but
Yeah.
it's too much muscle memory for me to unlearn.
Right. And you just have
It's
a
also
lot
like
of
a lot of
inputs.
like, it's a lot of like pressing modifier keys to like.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Essentially,
I'd
you're
rather-
binding stuff to like left trigger triangle, left trigger.
Right.
Yeah. But that's too complex for my small brain.
I don't know. For me, it's like I play keyboard on most games because like it's just always what I've used. Like most games I ever played, I've been used to using a keyboard for every game I played,
Mhm.
and playing it for Hat because I did it when I casual playthrough too. It just made the most sense to me. I mean, my hands have it to where like it's actually I get less pain playing games on keyboard than I do controller. Maybe it's just my hands are weird, but like
Right.
even when I was like playing games casually, like I couldn't even like I can only play that for like even when I'm not like doing much with them. I was getting like hand pains after a few hours, so I think it's just a hand issue for me, maybe.
Right. And of
What is
course,
speedrunning if not a way to develop a repetitive strain injury?
I love carpal tunnel.
Yeah, and that's why like because I like get pain like even just like doing like an hour of ILs and has sometimes I'm just trying to be like really careful with what I put my hands through because
Yeah.
I do not want to hurt them.
We need
Yeah,
a hand pain reduction seminar on the podcast at some point.
Hat never actually like was that the only thing that was painful to me doing Hat is when I would like rub my thumb raw from joystick. But other
Yeah.
than that, it was never that bad to me. But I think part of that too is that I was never good. And so
Fair.
by never getting to that top level, I never had to do anything tricky and hand hurty.
Yeah.
I'd say for me, it's like that really doesn't happen with like full game runs. Like mostly the biggest instance of that for me was when I was doing gallery ILs because there's just so many inputs you have to do so fast. It happens
Right.
off honestly just more doing ILs rather than in full game runs, but I like doing ILs, so I do them a lot and I just have to be careful with that.
I mean,
High
part of that too
APM
is
is
ILs
hard.
have more ridiculous strats too.
Yeah, like I
I've
can
seen
do
gallery IL. That's some nonsense.
yeah, like I can just throw myself at it and do the dumbest stuff without having to worry about like wasting 30 minutes. I can
Yeah.
just do that for like an hour and not really think about it. It's chill.
Yeah. ILs are good if you want to vaguely get better at the game, but you don't want to do a full run. Unless the IL's like 100% different, where for gallery, it's only like 60% different.
Yep. I think ILs in general for I think ILs in general for Hat are just really fun to play. Hat has a really good IL scene
Yeah.
because most of them are not that long and easy to just pick up and do. And the practice tools are very good for Hat.
That is
Hat
true.
is,
Yeah.
I could
That
go
is
off
very
about
good tooling.
that,
What we're saying is you should run a hat in time. If you haven't
You-
gotten
you
that from
should.
us yet,
We've never said this before on
Yeah,
this show. So
it's
we're
a-
coming out now.
it's an obscure
us-
indie game.
Yeah. It took us how many episodes to get to this point? Hold on. Took us 40.
Wait.
Wait. How come we have 2 episode? Oh, I can't read. I was like, how come we have 2 episode 46s? We don't. I just read a 5 as a 6. Took us
Nice.
47 episodes, but we finally got to it. You should
Yeah.
run a hat in time.
We're
I say that
addressing
as
the elephant
somebody-
in the room.
You should run a hat in time. I will say it as well. No
I
bias.
No
I
bias.
say that as somebody who has not run that game in years, but is still, for some reason, occasionally called upon to commentate it. Though not as much recently. Not after that one time.
Yeah,
Oh,
the incident.
the legendary.
Check that.
That was great.
Commentary out. I didn't say anything problematic, but I did say some things that were a little spicy.
That was unironically one of the best commentaries Hat's had in a while.
Thank you. I was I was pretty drunk.
It was good. It worked out though, I would say.
It helped that
when-
I did it for Swoose's tournament where I wasn't gonna get in trouble.
When you're commentating your own race, like I did then, it can't be that bad, right?
I
Yeah.
forgot about that. You were
Yeah.
commentating.
I
your
commentated my own
run
race,
as
and it
you
was a
did it.
horrible run. It was one of the worst
Oh.
runs I'd done in a long time, and it was great.
That is legendary.
If I had done that commentary on the hot fix, I
Mm.
would be fired.
Oh man.
Like halfway through, they'd be like, "All right, Swoose. So a little bit interesting update on this one. You have to do the rest of the show yourself because May's not allowed to talk anymore."
Welcome back from
Um,
break. My co-host got fired.
It happens. Look,
Yeah,
it happens. I don't even know. Does that bot even still exist?
The tournament one. Was
Oh,
that
let's
streamed on Hack
see.
Community? If it was,
think
then
so.
it probably was, and it's probably on the Hack Community YouTube.
Oh, is it highlighted?
it should
Yeah.
be. It should be on the YouTube channel.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's a YouTube channel. Yeah, go
I
check
think
that
it
out.
is.
It was
Um,
Swoose versus someone.
It was me versus sunglasses.
Wait, it's
Yeah.
actually funny because I think that is one of the most, if not the most viewed videos.
Is it
on
really?
the YouTube
Yeah, it
channel.
is. It has 42 views. The grand final also has 42
Let's
views.
go.
Wait,
So-
where is the Hat Community YouTube?
Here, I'll link the video.
Why I searched Hat Community and I can't find anything.
It is
think it's called, like-
AHIT speedrun community.
Yeah, I was like, I think it's the A-Hit speedrunning community channel.
Yeah, so the background
Uh-huh.
for this
Oh, my
is,
bad. It's at A-Hit Speedrun Community 4084.
of course.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
can't
so the
believe it's
background
the
for
most
this
viewed
is
video.
I was doing a race. I had like no confidence because I wasn't really playing the game too much at the time. And I was like, whatever, I don't really care too much. So it was May and Ava commentating, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna
That was
commentate
me and
too.
Yoshi, I thought.
It was, it
Ava was
was it?
restreaming.
Okay.
Oh
So
yeah,
it was
Yoshi was there.
so it was you two, and I was like, you know what? I'll commentate too. And then it was a horrendous run for both of us. Sunglasses was deafened the whole time. He couldn't hear anything, and we still both had really bad runs. So that was great.
I
Please
will
watch
never
it.
forget. I will never forget this because I was there live. I watched the whole thing live, and it was just legendary.
I was there. There was a section in Subcon, and I was like, I have never soft locked here, and then both of us soft locked there.
The classic.
Yeah, that was
I'm
weird.
posting a link to that in my media channel on my Discord.
Good.
Throwback Thursday. It's Thursday when we're recording this, so
Yeah.
Yo.
So, yeah, always commentate your own runs if you can help it. Don't actually, but yeah.
I was about to follow the advice. Next time we did any event in the hat community, I'd be like,
Commentate your
my
own
run.
races and
Commentate
just
your own
be
races.
toxic to yourself.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Did I get pulled into to commentate that like last minute?
I don't remember. Maybe.
It's possible I didn't, and I just forgot I was supposed to commentate. And was like, oh shit.
Probably.
Oh, I gotta
yeah.
do that. Uh-oh.
That checks out.
I don't remember it being last minute, but maybe it was.
But yeah, that was a time.
I think that'll do it for us this week. What do you think? What do y'all think?
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doka, thank you
Sounds
for
good.
hanging out with us for the second time this week, but this time for real.
For real. We finally got it. We got it done. Let's go.
Not 5 minutes of them me going, I'm gonna go lay down and then sleeping for 16 hours. But instead,
I'm gonna
for real.
die.
Where can people find you?
I really don't have like any socials, so honestly, just my YouTube channel and speedrun.com account.
Don't
You can-
find Doka. Doka will find you.
I will find
Ooh.
you. It's been known to happen.
That's a
before.
threat.
People
If
have said my
you're-
names in chats, and I would just show up right when they said my name.
If you're kind of in the if you're like, man, I really wish I could find someone, but Doka's not giving us any leads here. You can always find us at twitter.com/dearpbpod or cohost.org/dearpb. As always, it's looking more like you should follow us on co-host because Twitter is a nightmare. Every day it gets worse. You could also,
Yep.
you heard the ad earlier, but you can also give us money for us to not release content at patreon.com/dearpbpod. There's a pod in that one, right?
Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. We're so good at this. You get bonus episodes that I swear we will record. We are extremely behind on everything on account of me being busy with like Frame Fatal stuff and
Yeah.
also being sick, and also I got back into Final Fantasy 14. But
Sorry to
it's
hear
most
that.
of the first two, not the last one. So
Uh-huh.
you should definitely give us money. I have to pay for that sub somehow. And I think that's it. That's our whole outro, right? Did I forget something? I don't think so.
That-
You have
that was an
Discord you can
outro.
join. You have a
Yeah.
YouTube
Yeah.
too.
Sounds good to me.
You might be watching on the YouTube, but
Oh.
you're not necessarily, because I got nothing. All right, thanks for hanging out with us.
Okay, bye.
Don't be racist. Bye.
You know the drill.
Bye.